today I'm going to teach you guys how to perfect a base, also how to keep your makeup on all day, because a big question I get is how do you get your base to look so smooth and how do you keep it on all day, which is a problem that I know a lot of people deal with. And I'm just here to help you guys out and show you guys all the products that I use. Obviously I know you guys have heard this a billion trillion times, but the key to having your makeup stay on all day and look smooth is your skin prep. You need to accommodate your skin type though. Personally, like I said, I have combo skin, but it's more on the drier side, but I do get oily throughout the day. So I kind of like to use primers that will kind of fit my skin type. You could always look like on TikTok and say like good primers for dry skin, good primers for oily skin. This is personally what I use. I always start with moisturizer, obviously, and then now I'm just gonna go on with a little prime spray. This is just the Too Faced priming spray, and I kind of just use this to kind of freshen up my face. I also recommend using a blurring primer. I'm just using the liquid poreless putty primer. Anything that's going to kind of smoothen out your face, smoothen out any textures, any pores. Obviously you want your skin to look smooth, so that what you put on it could look smooth. So this is just to blur out any type of texture, any type of pores, kind of just, and it really does blur your skin. You can automatically see it when you put it on that it blurs your skin. I personally recommend the liquid version rather than the putty actual thing. I also really like the Morphe X Meredith Duxbury Foaming Face Primer. This also does have a type of blurring effect, and it also has a tacky effect as well. So if you cannot find a good gripping primer, this has a little stick to it and it does smooth out your face. So I definitely recommend you trying this one, because I definitely do feel like it'll work for all skin types. And just make sure you're letting all your primer soak in your skin and dry before you're placing anything else on top of it. I do use a lot of primers, but I'm going to use my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And I definitely do feel like a gripping primer is really important, especially for oily people, because it'll keep your makeup on your face. And now it's super sticky. You can literally see it's super sticky. I gelled my eyebrows down with Got To Be glue. I'm just using the e.l.f. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydro, the little hydro concealer. Since this is mainly about my base and how I keep my base looking good all day, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eyes. I'm just gonna set my eyelids and do some eyeliner, and I'm gonna be right back. I'm not trying to bore you guys with this because I'm gonna stop breathing for a second while I get this perfect. Okay, so I just finished a little wing on my eyes, and now we're gonna go on to my base and what I use for my base. First, I like to start off with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I definitely do feel like this makes a difference in your skin. It does give you a healthy glow. I love using this underneath my foundation. It really makes a difference, because I didn't really realize the difference it made until I didn't use it one day, and I was like, wait, this is actually eating. My base is actually really good when I wear this. So I definitely recommend using some type of little halo glow, or any glowy little just under, even if you don't like glowy makeup. Because one thing about me is I do not wear glowy makeup. I wear matte makeup, but since my skin is a little bit more on the dry side, I like to use more luminous stuff. I look crazy right now, but I like to use more luminous based products because I use a lot of powder, and the powder is also what kind of makes you kind of blurry. It gives you that blurry soft matte finish. So I definitely feel like you need to accommodate your skin type, so that's just what kind of works for me. So that is the Halo Glow all blended in. Now for foundation. So definitely one of my favorite foundations recently has been the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. It kind of gives you a nice amount of coverage. It's not matte, but it's also not too glowy. I've been using this basically every single day, and I love this foundation. I also like the Dior foundation, and then if you want something a little bit more affordable, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation is always my favorite. Today I'm going to use the Dior and the Pretty Fresh, just because the Dior is a little bit dark for me. I do recommend getting a microfiber sponge. Mine's a little dirty, as you can see. I use this side for foundation and this side for blush, so it's really dirty right now. Microfiber sponges will give you such a soft, matte, like nice finish. And I do think that what plays a big part in how your makeup sits on your face is how much time you really spend blending it into your skin. But basically, I'm just going to add both of the foundations onto my skin. And I'm going to really take my time in blending this out and patting it into my skin with the microfiber sponge. And you're already going to see like the amount of smoothness. Like it's super smooth once you start blending it out. Like you don't really have to add anything to it. It's just this sponge honestly does miracles. Okay, so now that the foundation is on, personally I like to go on with contour and then I go in with blush so I can clean it up with concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. I recommend using a liquid or like contour stick before using any powder on your face, because it just gives your face like, it gives the powder a base to cling onto and makes it last longer. So if you notice your blush is going away throughout the day or your bronzer is coming out throughout the day and you're already not using cream products, I recommend using a cream product before anything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Makeup by Mario. I don't know if it's I think this is a bronzer stick. That's just the areas I put it in. I'm probably just gonna do like a little, just like a little subtle nose contour thing, back of the stick to be honest. And when blending your contour, blend upwards away from your face. Don't drag it down. Don't drag it across your face. Drag it up into your hairline. Never ever drag your makeup products down your face. Nothing bothers me more than when I see a girl blending out her contour like this or like blending it down. Always blend up. I'm patting it upward, so the strokes I'm making are like up, and this helps keep your face lifted. So now I'm gonna go ahead with my blush. I'm gonna use a Rare Beauty blush in Happy. I've been liking pink blush recently, and this is honestly such a disaster right now. Like it's a mess. But I'm gonna go ahead and do like 2 dots all the way up here because I do have more of a rounder face. You kind of have to learn how to work with your face. You see, my face is really round, so I kind of like to put my products up higher to kind of give you more of a snatched look. Honestly, if it gets messy, it gets messy because I always put concealer on after. So now I'm going to go in with a brightening concealer, and I'm going to just use the Fair Rose in the Camel Concealer. I use the Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Concealer in 12N. And then I also have the concealer, the e.l.f. concealer in Fair Warm. So the Fair Warm one I use for my face to carve out my face. But as for like my under eyes right here, I'm gonna go ahead and just use some of the Tarte. And I'm gonna go in with my brightening e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I put a lot of brightening underneath my eyes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just with my concealer, it's a shade darker than my brightening concealer, it's more of my shade. I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my bronzer and blush, and then in the middle of my face, just in my T-zone, I'm gonna kind of make sure that's all brightened up, and I'm gonna go ahead and carve everything out. And then once you're done carving everything out, you're just gonna see the difference it makes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get a pressed powder. I used either the Too Faced powder, the Born This Way powder, but I know that this is really like, this is discontinued, I think. I just have it because I used to really love it, so I bought like 2 of them one time and I still have them from that time. I also use the Femi powders. I cannot find my shades for the life of me, so I'm like literally scraping the edges right now. I use the shade 110 and 120, and then also for for loose powder I use the shade 5, and then I use the shade 10. So the lighter shades I use under my eye, and then the darker shades I use all over my face. So this really helps you get that really nice bright under eye effect. And also another thing that I noticed keeps my makeup from creasing and keeps my makeup on all day is using a pressed powder before using a loose powder. I'm going to go ahead and use a powder puff. If you're not using a powder puff, what are you doing? I also recommend keeping a powder puff with you at all times, especially if you get oily throughout the day. In the wintertime, I mean in the summertime, I definitely do get oily throughout the day, even though I do have dry skin. So I like to keep a powder puff with me at all times to just pat my face, and this also really helps with keeping your makeup on and looking good all day. Because once my face gets greasy, I just put this on there and my base looks smooth and nice again. So 10 out of 10 recommend. And then just go ahead and press the powder underneath your eyes. Press it down my nose, underneath my eyes. And when it's all nice and matte, like it's already looking so much better, I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other side. Make sure it's all blended. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my loose powder in the shade 05, which is my lighter shade powder, by the way. And then lightly bake underneath my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and go under, like on the sides of my nose. Like I said, even if you don't do nose contour, I definitely do feel like bringing it to the side of your nose does kind of give you that like natural nose contour. And it just distinguishes your nose from your under eyes, so like your under eyes are brighter, you know what I mean? So now that I have like 3 pounds of powder on my face, I'm gonna go ahead and get my Too Faced powder. This one's just gonna be like my shade, kind of. And I'm gonna go ahead and press this powder, or you could just use whatever, like a Fit Me powder. Not your brightening powder, just a regular powder that's your face. And I'm gonna go ahead and wherever I crease, I'm gonna go ahead and put that all over my face. So I crease a lot on my smile lines because I'm always laughing. And I'm gonna go ahead and just set right here too, just for fun, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead and set just the rest of my face with this, just so that you get that really nice soft matte look. You can use the Charlotte Tilbury one. I heard that one's really good. The Fit Me pressed powder is like a dupe for that one. Whatever's left of my powder, I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. So basically, now that my whole entire face is set, we get to the fun part, which is adding all the stuff to your face. So first, I'm gonna obviously go on with my blush. I don't really use powder bronzer. If you want the more bronzy look, go ahead. Personally, me, with just my contour stick, I'm good. I definitely like to look more at blush than bronze. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and use two shades of pink blush. I'm gonna use the Kylie blush in pink, or pink powder, or pink power. And then I'm gonna use the Dior pink blush. You could also definitely use the Juvia's Place Volume 4 palette because it has a light and a dark shade of pink. I've been using this one all week though, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use these because I haven't in a while. With a fluffy brush, I'm gonna go ahead and just get my pink powder blush and kind of just put that along, like all right here, just all underneath my eye, kind of. This is gonna just give you like a nice blend, because I notice if I go straight in with my dark blush, sometimes it could look harsh. So we're gonna go ahead and give us a little soft base to work with first. Actually, I don't know, I kind of like it like this. You can go ahead and put a dark shade over, but honestly today I think I'm just gonna leave it like this because this is actually really cute. I'm just gonna add more. I haven't done like baby pink blush in such a long time, but I also think I have the darker blush still on my brush from like before, so that's probably also, it's kind of giving it that look. But now that I put my blush on again, I get my lighter powder and I like to pat that into my skin again, and this is gonna give your blush like a nice ombre. It also helps a lot like when you're using darker blushes and it's too pigmented. You can also do this and it really just tones it down. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go with my shade, my darker shade, or like my normal shade, and I'm gonna carve out, doing like a little rainbow. So that's basically it for that. Just remember that your base is not always gonna look perfect. Not even my base looks perfect, because obviously different lightings make your makeup look different like skin textures, different skin types, all that is gonna play a part into this. So don't obsess too much about having a smooth base, because you know what you see on the internet is not always perfect. And yes, sometimes I surprise myself with how smooth I can make my base, but sometimes I also do see it in natural lighting, or I see it in different lighting and I'm like, dude, this does not look as good as it did, you know. So just always remember that don't obsess too much about having such a smooth perfect base. But with these tips, I hope that I can get you as close as possible. If your makeup looks cakey, or it does look like it's too much powder on your face or whatever the case may be, don't even worry, girl, I got you. Make your base look smoother than it already looks. Personally, me, I just stopped using this because my base started to look good without it. But I remember when I first got obsessed with using this, with like creating a smooth base, my go-to was the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist. This is the best makeup fixing mist you're ever gonna find. It smooths out your makeup completely. So if you're ever having trouble with that, you could also use that. If your makeup does not come out like as smooth as you like it to, just with like the products I showed you guys today. Me putting more blush in like always, but I like to use the Jumbo Continuous Setting Mist. This kind of just gives you a nice natural finish. It's not dewy, but it's not matte. So I go ahead and spray this all over my face. And if you want your makeup to last all day, I definitely recommend getting, this is super expensive. It's a more expensive, higher end setting spray, but I've had it for so long because I only use it on special occasions where I really need my makeup to stay on all day. Like when I go to Violet's, for example, when I go out, like when my makeup needs to last all day from like 9 a.m. to like midnight, you know, you are gonna need to use this setting spray. And this is just a transfer proof setting spray. I have yet to try any other transfer proof setting sprays, but that one is really good. But I'm gonna go ahead and just spray this on my face. This is gonna kind of bring life back to your face, so your face does not look too powdery. Right now my face is actually not looking powdery, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on anyway, just because my makeup does need to last a while today. This is what my base looks like, completely done. Obviously, I have texture like everyone else. My skin is not like a blank canvas. So that is the whole final look for you guys. I hope that you guys try this out and love it. If you guys do, let me know. Like I said, everyone's skin type is different, but I really do think it's worth a try. I definitely do think you guys should try it out, even just to see, you know, if you guys are having issues. And yeah, I'm definitely not a pro. I'm not like a makeup artist or anything, but I do love makeup, and this is just what works for me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And a lot of you guys, I always get a lot of questions on how I get my base like this, things like that. And so I hope that this really helped you guys, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.